if I don't take this seriously, or if I don't follow the rules that are already in place for me, it's not going to work out.
Been times where I've just felt like quitting, but something's always drawn me back to Forex. I don't know what it is.
Do you think that first payout really made you now want to take everything much more seriously? Welcome everyone to another episode of Traders Talk Podcast, where we sit down with some of the best funded traders, non-funded traders in the game. And today, definitely a special podcast. I've got my head trader from Tradinglp, Jay, with me. A lot of you guys from Discord know him. A lot of you guys in general on Instagram know him. But today we're going to hear his story, man. He's got a crazy story from how he got funded, how he got started with the Tradinglp community. His whole journey, it's been a roller coaster, and everybody wants to hear it. So we're just going to start right away. We're going to get into the questions, man. All right, so Jay joined us last November. This year he got funded. He just got one of his biggest payouts recently, and I see you were enjoying your weekend this weekend after your payout, and that's how it should be, man. So I want to hear your story. Everybody on Discord wants to hear your story, and we've got some questions as well from Discord that I'm going to ask you. And I've been getting a lot of feedback that I talk too much, so I'm just going to let you do some of the talking. But hey, if I talk, It's my podcast, bro. Whatever. Anyways, let's just start from the start, man. But we're gonna work into this whole story of how how you got funded, some of the challenges you faced, because I know you went through your struggles, right? Finally getting funded, finally getting that payout. It was like a movie, literally, in the end when we were, and we'll talk about that. But the first question that I always ask on this podcast is like, what were you doing before you even found out about trading? Like, what was the game plan for life? Because I know you're still young. You're like 20, right?
So, yeah, I'm 23 now. So,
okay.
Yeah, I've always had like 9 to 5 jobs.
Right.
So I've always been, working ever since I left school. I wanted to get a job straight away. So my very first good job was when I was about 19, and I was doing telesales. So
okay.
It's like when you answer the telephones, right. People.
Right.
And that was for an insurance company. And we had so much free time on our hands because I'd done late shifts, so we'd never get calls. And I hated my job, and I wanted to find a better way to make passive income. So right. I started researching, and I found out that a lot of different ideas, you need money, so you need investment, you need capital, and then obviously I came across Forex, and then I just started it from there. That's how the journey began.
And this was what, 3 years ago, 2 years ago?
So this was about 3 years ago, yeah. And it's been on and off because, as all Forex traders know, it's not the best of journeys. We go, it's a roller coaster. And, we start, we stop again, and here I am.
That's why I like asking this question. What were you doing before? How did you find out about trading? That's why I always ask these starting questions. All right. So, I did a podcast with FX Da Vinci. He did it really quickly. His journey was real quick. Some people's journey is real slow. Now, let's touch on your journey, because you messaged me last November, I think it was, when I first launched the program. And where were you at that time? Like, were you just on and off? Like, were you just dabbling with it at the time?
Yeah. So I was, just dabbling, like you said. I was on and off. Didn't really take it too serious, to be honest. A lot of people that I know do different courses, and it's hard to find the perfect course. Right. And it's even hard to find the perfect mentor, to be honest with you. And I somehow stumbled across your Telegram chat. This was last year, and I think there was only about 50 people in there at the time. And I remember you was getting like 20% a week, and I was like, damn, this guy's killing it. He was killing it. And that's how I became one of your, first members. And that was November. So that's when I decided to actually take it serious. Right. Took my first 100K challenge after doing your course. And then received my first payout last week.
All right. So you jumped pretty quick there. And you also said you were one of my first subscribers, yo. That's OG shit right there.
I remember you...
That's crazy.
I remember you put it in your Telegram chat. You put you said you was interested in starting a YouTube account, and I thought, yeah, I'm definitely subscribing to this guy because you're hitting 20% a week. And we had a few back and forth messages. Yeah. And I said to you, listen, like one day I'm going to be funded, and
you did.
I just manifested it, and here we are. I'm now your head trader for LP Trading.
Damn, that's a good story. All right, so I know a lot of people get bored with this podcast real quick in the starting questions, so we're just going to chop through these questions, all right? Last November, you were just dabbling. You didn't know what you were going to do. You said you were going to get funded. You messaged me. You said you were going to do it. But even the starting of this year, you weren't taking it very, very serious. I felt like there was a breaking point where you're like, you know what, I gotta get serious about this. Can you walk me through that time because you just randomly started taking it seriously? You started following all your rules. You banged out phase 1. Phase 2 was a little bit of a challenge, I think, but you still cleared it. And then we came up with a game plan for your payout. Like, what happened from just dabbling, messing about? Even though you joined a while ago, did you come to a point where you're like, yo, if I don't take this seriously, or if I don't follow the rules that are already in place for me, it's not going to work out? Was there like sort of like a breaking moment at any point this year?
Yeah, I mean, like I've had Forex accounts myself, and like we all do, we've blown them so many times, and there's been times where I've just felt like quitting. But something's always drawn me back to Forex. I don't know what it is. I just felt like I had to crack the code, and it's drawn me back in. And yeah, here I am. Like it's hard to leave it alone. And I started taking it serious because I thought, if I don't start taking this serious, I'm just going to be doing the same 9 to 5, and it's not what I want to do. I'm not going to progress. That's
crazy. It always draws you back. But if you don't take it seriously enough, and if you don't start treating it like a business, it doesn't work out. That's why. So you got funded. It was really amazing to see that happen. You messaged me, and then we came up with a game plan for your payout. And we're going to touch on all the other questions that people wanted to ask, but I really want to touch on this one first for the people that drop off the podcast quick, was how a payout can change your trading forever. And this is something that I always teach, and I apologize if I'm talking too much, but your first payout will always change your Forex trading forever, because then the money is real. Once the money is real, your brain gets wired to wanting to do it all over again. So we came up with a game plan where we said, yo, we need to get you to your first payout because it's going to change your life. Do you think that first payout really made you now want to take everything much more seriously with this trading shit?
100%, man. I mean, like, before you're even funded, when you're taking these tests and these challenges, they're just a bunch of numbers on the screen. Yeah. They don't even mean anything. It literally doesn't mean anything until you receive that first payout and you receive your investment back. And that's when you're like, damn, like this is serious. I can actually, make an actual living from this and earn some decent money. And I don't mind saying to the viewers, I got I think it was a $5,000 payout.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
You don't make that at a job usually.
Yeah, I mean, it would take me about 4 or 5 months to earn that kind of money if I was still doing my 9 to 5. And it's just a wake up call. It's like, damn, if I have a 500k funded account, like I could seriously be doing well, like really well.
And now that you got it,
the goal to get more funded accounts.
Yeah, now that you got it, the money's hit your bank. It's real. And I always give this example where I got my first payout and I bought this iPhone, and I'm still using it today. I can touch it. I can trade on it. Like, this is real. This whole, like, everything I bought in this room is real. So that's why I always talk about, like, go for your first payout. But it's also all about taking about seriously, right? So let's move on to like the struggle. Okay, so you already actually answered the question of why you kept pushing through the hard part, because you didn't want to do anything else. There was no option of maybe let me go back to school, let me go back to university. Like, there was no other. It was just, I'm doing this shit no matter what.
Yeah, so to be honest with you, I left my telesales job to work on a building site because the hours are more flexible.
Okay.
And I was trading. I told all the people that I worked with that I'm doing trading, and I'm not going to be here forever. And they'd look at me and think I'm crazy. Like, they would just be like, oh, what are you talking about? And then I said, I'm leaving. I'm going to pursue Forex.
Right.
I said, it's now or never. I had to make it happen. Otherwise, I don't know what I'd be doing right now, to be honest with you. So, I'm thankful I got my first payout. I'm still funded now. And it's just, you just got to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, then you're not going to do anything. It's just all about discipline and consistency. And once you've got those two, it's the perfect formula for success.
Yeah, it's that ultimate belief in yourself. So you already said, like, last November, you're like, oh, actually, you just said it at your job. You told people, I'm gonna be leaving soon. That's a prime example. Is like that belief in yourself and then taking it seriously and consistently. There's a couple other questions that we were gonna ask you about. Like, we already know what kind of trader you are. You're obviously following the Tradinglp strategy. Are you following the strategy fully? Is that what you trade, like, majority of the time?
Yeah, so 100%. I mean, before I came to you, I was using a different strategy. It was like Fibonacci strategy. So
Okay.
it
Yeah, I used to do
was
that too.
still the same, direction movement, but it was more fib based. But to be honest, it was swing trading, and it all depends on your lifestyle. Swing trading is not really for me. And then as soon as I learned your course, I think I'd done your course within about 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, yeah, this does suit my lifestyle better because you just set an alert, and when your
Yeah.
alert goes off, you take the trade and you just carry on with your day. And if the trade's doing well, you can close it, or it all depends on your lifestyle, really.
Yeah, and I think recently everybody in Discord's been seeing you focus on the A+ thing, and you've been just murdering with
Yeah,
that, and that's why you are one of the head traders at Tradinglp, because you're so good at identifying some of these setups. And I think everybody can get to that point once you really like hone into the strategy. I think some of the questions that people had on the Discord was like, what does your day look like? What does your trading day look like? Are you waking up and just looking at the charts all day? How many pairs are you looking at? Do you have a routine at this point? Because you're doing this full time at this point.
yeah. So that's a good question. So I get a lot of these messages in Discord. Actually, people will say, what session do you trade? Do you do London, New York? I go, I don't really look into the trading sessions myself. I just wake
Yeah,
up, and I think you're pretty similar. You just wake up
we're
and
always there, bro.
you look at the market. Yeah, you just wake up, you look
Always
at the
there.
markets, and you go, okay, there's
If it's
nothing there.
there.
I'm just going to jump off. Yeah, if it's there, it's there. Like, you can't force the trade, and that's where people go wrong. They wake up, they try and find a trade on the same time at that same spot, and it's just your brain is going a million miles an hour. So if there's nothing there, there's nothing there. You come off the markets and just get on with your day. But if there are some good sales pending, then you take that trade. And I think that's why a lot of people do well with trading, because they are patient. And when you are patient, that's when you get rewarded.
Yeah, like remember, I don't know if you like last month in July, we would be up at like 4 in the well, you would be up all night, and it was just we were looking
Yeah,
for our perfect setup, and then we were just stalking the shit out of it, and then we just murdered, like we literally murdered the month. So I think our trading style is a little bit different. There's some people that have a routine; they'll trade from 8:30 to 1. They won't trade after 1 p.m. Apparently it's called like New York dies or something, I don't know, but it doesn't like everybody has their own style. So you kind of don't really have a routine. You're freestyling the whole thing. When the setup happens, it happens. And I think you've done well
yeah,
for yourself. Now let's talk about some of the struggles that you did face with your because you did get funded, and it was great to see you get funded, and then you made it all the way up to like a certain percentage, and then you dropped down into drawdown. How was that comeback
yeah.
out of drawdown? Like, was it just like belief in the strategy, in the system, or like you just found you were patient and you fought your way out of that drawdown? Because it's tough to get out of a 5-6% drawdown on a 100K account, all the way to a 5
Yeah,
6 7% payout. Like, that's crazy.
yeah, it's hard. Like, I've been in that situation so many times where I've done these challenges and I've been down to like 93%, and I've had like a couple of days left. And as long as you're patient, don't rush the
Yeah,
trade. You can literally find one good trade
yeah,
and then one good scaling, and you're back up to where you started. It doesn't take a lot. Like, people look for at least 10, 15 trades. You literally just need one trade and one scaling. I'm sure you don't mind me saying this, but do you remember when you lost, was it $17,000
18,
or
18.
$18,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you said, like, you said, Jay, like, I've been here before, and I said to you, like, we'll find one good trade and we're going to scale
Bro,
in and we're going to make that all back, and we made double that back just in one day. So you just got to believe in yourself.
I had lost them. I had lost the 18,000 on Thursday. I talked to you Thursday and said, "Look, I messed up. I've been here before. We'll be all right." I chilled that weekend, and on Monday it was I think it was Euro AUD or something. I don't know what. And you called that
Yeah,
trade, and we scaled in,
yeah,
scaled in all week, and I made back double that week, and that was a crazy.
yeah,
That was really crazy, and that's where. And I don't care if people get pissed off that I talk about this, but it's important. I'm not trying to promote my course, but I think being part of a community makes a big difference, because for me, it's changed my life. Being part, like talking to you, talking to some of the other people. I remember when I was going through losing that money, it was like we were laughing about it. You guys were cracking
yeah.
jokes at me. All right, and then we made jokes when I was making it back. So how has the community aspect like affected you or your trade? Like, do you think be fair? Do you think it's even benefited you at all? And if there's any benefits, what are they?
So the community, I mean, the community is great. I mean, you have to find the perfect community because there are so many communities out there,
Yeah.
and you do a lot of background noise. So you see people posting charts, and there's certain new people that come into the chat, and they
But when you find the balance and you find the certain people in those chats that will help you, it is good. It's like a family if you think about it. That like we said, we was all taking the piss out of you because you lost $18,000, and I think it kind of made you feel a bit better, to be honest.
Honestly, yes, it did. It did. I didn't feel as bad. I felt like I was having fun. It just felt like I was with friends. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. If I had been if this was 2021 when I was sitting in this room by myself and I had lost $18,000, I might have spent that weekend depressed in bed. Maybe like I would have been dying.
It's a lonely place.
It's a lonely game, man. It's a lonely game. So if you can find people like like me and you, it's turned into a friendship. We're starting to hold each other accountable now, and I think it's really important to find somebody in trading that's on the same like focus as you, and you're holding yourself accountable. And we're doing that with Discord. So I know a lot of the people that will be watching this podcast will be our own members, because those are the people that know you. What is some advice that you could give to some of the members that are like, you see them, like, some of them are doing, they can trade, they're doing well. We have some people that are doing really good and you see them killing it. So I'm not even talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that are just going back and forth. It's almost like they're playing a game. And I no offense to anybody in Discord. It's just, I've been at that stage where it's almost like I'm not taking it serious enough, or they're having trouble breaking through. Is there any advice that you could give to some of these? I'm sure you get messages anyways, but is there any advice to these people on, that are just, they're kind of struggling? Maybe they're not taking it seriously enough, or maybe they're struggling with psychology, something that you did or something you overcame. In general, if you could give it to the whole Discord.
Yes, I mean, obviously, the best bit of advice I can give is, firstly, there's certain people in the Discord chat that haven't actually taken the course, but they're just jumping straight in.
Right. Yeah.
I think you need to do your homework first. So you need to study it. You need to go over it. You need to have a plan. And once you have a plan, you need to follow it. Because if you don't follow a plan, you're just going in it blindfold. And again, psychology is hard, right? Because I don't think anyone can actually teach psychology.
No.
You have to sort of learn it yourself. And, when you start taking certain amount of L's in Forex, I think that is the best psychology you can have, because once you take a certain amount of like a loss, you can build up from that and you get courage. And then, speaking to other people like yourself, that definitely helps the psychology as well.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Okay. All right. So, Jay, we're just gonna ask two more questions that are from Discord, and then we'll wrap this up, and then we'll probably do a follow up. We're definitely gonna do a follow up podcast in 6 months when you're making a shitload more money. I know you're gonna get to $500,000 in funding, personal funding. We already have your goals laid out. It's gonna happen. Like we already know that. So once you have that ultimate belief and you're ready to kill it, trust me, anybody can do it. So one of the questions was what kind of setup works best for you based on your testing and current trading style? Well, we already know your trading style, but is there a certain setup that works best for you? I think we already know the answer, but you can answer it.
Yeah, so the perfect setup, I mean, we've got a channel in the Discord chat called Perfect A+ Setups.
Yeah.
And this is setups where we only take if we're 100% certain that it is the perfect setup. So like you teach in your course, the 3-pin strategy, if that's not on that, if our entry criteria doesn't meet, then we're not going to take that trade. And I think, we've only had like one or two losses in that channel. And that's because we are giving out the best trades, and I've got to that certain point now where if I don't like it, just if one thing on that setup I don't like, I'm not going to take that trade. And I feel like it's just removed so much more of the losses I'm taking. I'm trying to take now at least 1 or 2 trades a week, if that. I mean, I don't think I've even taken a trade yet since my payout, because if I don't like it, I'm not going to take it. What is the point? I've worked so hard to get this funded account. I don't want to just give it back to the market, because the markets don't care about you. They will eat you up and swallow you out.
Oh yeah.
And they don't care. They'll spit you out.
That's a good answer right there. Yeah, we do have the A+ setup where we go through the criteria. If it doesn't meet the checklist, we don't take the trade. Simple. And yeah, so I guess the last question I'll wrap it up with is, so now that you've learned, you've been funded, what do you recommend to somebody who's new who wants to get a funded account? Like, how would you answer that?
Okay, so the goal is to get a funded account. So, unless you come from a rich background and you've got the capital there. But yeah, if you want a funded account, the best thing I would do is to learn a course that you think is good. And then you need to find a mentor, because like anything in life, if you want to learn how to drive, if you want to learn how to do karate, you need a mentor, you need a teacher.
Right.
And obviously that's where you come into play. And then just get on the demo accounts. People ask me, do you back test? I don't really back test, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I just do forward testing. And when I say forward testing, I mean, I'm on the live markets. I'm opening up like a small account because it's giving you confidence, and it's hard to go off personal back testing. So you need to do forward testing. And once you're, opening a demo account and you've got maybe a personal account and you're doing at least 10% a month, I think, you've just got to believe in yourself and take the challenge, and obviously take it slow, because people are trying to get funded as quick as possible. They give you that time limit for a reason. Yeah. Use the whole 30 days. And then once you've passed the first test, use the full 60 days. I know we all want to get funded, but it's a lot of money to take these challenges. And if you're throwing it down the toilet just because you want to get funded straight away, then there's no point, because you're never gonna pass. You need to be disciplined, and it needs to take time, like anything in life.
I think you gave the perfect answer, and we'll end it on that. And I'll just quickly chime in on that. I think people are trying to rush the process way too quick, and one of the reasons may be that people see, maybe me, you, or other people in Discord, if you're not even in our community, you might be on Insta. Like you're on Instagram and you're following some of these people. I stopped following a lot of these people that keep posting money shots, like, money instead of Tradinglp, or MT4 shots. Is because people see that and they go, oh, well, I want to do that. But you haven't done the legwork. Like, you haven't done 3 years of struggle, 3 years of being in the markets, 3 years of being like fucking depressed. And having belief in yourself when you're literally at rock bottom. Like you said about your family, like they were like, like they used to, weren't they laughing at you or something and said you would never get a payout?
Yes, I said, this is another story, but I'm sure you've heard of Fun and Talent. We've all heard of Fun and Talent.
Yes.
I took the Fun and Talent test. I got my funded account, and obviously the company went into administration, so I didn't get my payout. So I guess from their perspective, they may have thought, trading's a scam. These companies, why would they give you so much money and funding if they're not going to pay you? I said, I believe in myself. I know there's companies out there that will do it, such as FTMO, My Forex Funds. I'm with My Forex Funds at the moment, and got 100K in funding. I just recently received my payout. So that is proof that these companies will pay you if you can pass these tests, and if you can make a certain amount of money, they will pay you. There's no way that there may be a few prop firms out there that won't pay you, but if you go to reputable companies, they will pay you.
Yeah, and then so just wrapping that question up was like, maybe people need to stop comparing their journey to other people. Your journey was different than mine, right? Your journey was. You did the 3 years. You were at your job telling people, I'm not going to be here for too long. And you did it. Here you are. I think it's a matter of stop comparing your journey to other people. Put the legwork in that you need to put in. Focus on the small steps. Take the small challenges like 5K, 10K. And then move forward. But with that, we're going to wrap this podcast up. Thanks, Jay, for coming on today. I'm definitely doing a follow-up podcast with you. We'll probably see you in a vlog somewhere in Dubai.